Hey YouTube, need to do a little bit of maintenance here before we get started, because I did an entire stream last time, and well, it kind of did stream, so we'll go back. To the future! Now we're in. What were we doing? Alright. Got a package pandemonium. Crossbell Airport. Okay. Got the Misha. We got the Misha van. Head down to the airport. Airport. And we'll get started here. That's our guy, but of course we're gonna talk to everybody. I've gotten to know the folks from Capital Delivery Service quite well. They're a prospering private shipping company, and from what I've seen, they do some pretty good business. Gotta say, fortune's looking bright for them. Desk serves as the immigration office and baggage check. You need a package delivered abroad? Why not ask the Capital Delivery Service? Great one, remember that? They've become quite popular. Not to mention, they deliver packages faster than standard airmail. Since the independence proposal, I've noticed foreigners are more concerned about crossroads affairs than ever. Some have even been called to cancel their travel plans to the stage. I understand the perspective, but as a cross-border, it really does sound me. Thought there would be some look in the binoculars. Darn it, we can't. Excuse me, are you with the Capital Delivery Service? Yes, I am. Who are you guys? We're the Special Sports section of the Crossbow Police. Came to speak with you about special sport request you with me. Oh, thanks so much. I'm a real mind here. Job's going to take a while to complete, so you ready to start now? Of course, you can count on us. Request was about some misdelivered packages, right? Yep. And boy, were they misdelivered. See, our company delivers parcels to places all over the county. But unfortunately, we made an error while we were here in Crossville. Several packages were listed with incorrect addresses by our staff and sent to the wrong locations. Does sound like a problem. How does such a mistake happen to multiple packages at once? Well, our president's a little bit of a scatterbrain, so this is the first time something like this has happened. One time he even mixed up the shipping label with a letter from a friend. Wow, it doesn't sound like our president's the most meticulous person out there. I won't deny, but he's a good man. We had nowhere to go, he knew. He didn't open arms. Sorry, I got to stop. Long story short, I need you to help straighten out the packages that ended up wrong addresses. We usually have a local shipping company handle the cargo once it gets across the whole state, but I have no idea where I was going. Sounds simple enough. Do you happen to have a bead on where all of these errant deliveries are? Oh yes, according to what I have here, the parcel intended for St. Ursula Hospital ended up in Maine's Jersey. What St. Ursula's agent said was that originally bound for a private home and residential use. Likely to go to each of these places, reclaim the misdelivered packages, and get them to the rightful recipients. Oh, and you're going to need these. take it this is the package that was supposed to go to Josiah. And this shape label was supposed to be attached to the one that was delivered to St. Ursula. That's right. So first off, deliver this little parcel to Josiah. Then the package there should go to St. Ursula Hospital, which means you'll have to swap them with yeah, the more I try and sort this out in my head, the more confusing it gets. Basically, you need us to exchange and redeliver the packages to order. Yes. That, do that. Sorry, I know this is a mess, but I'm getting in here now. Don't worry, I think we can handle it. Let's start by going to Josiah and names first. Gonna be a pain in the ass, isn't it? Package Pandemonium! Lane. I'll go to the garage. The garage. Might as well rest while we're doing it. Ride the car to Maine's Mine. Yep. Gotta go to the Sunshine Agnes, Chapter 8. So, we'll get that. We'll read that at the end of this. Hey, if it isn't the kids from the police. Y'all looking to book a room with us? Not quite. We came to ask about a case we're working on. Received any strange packages recently? Strange packages? Oh, as a matter of fact, a most peculiar delivery came in earlier. Why anyone thought to send it to us, I can't even begin to guess. Do you now happen to know something about it? Jackpot? Well, actually. Oh, so that's what happened. So the package we received was supposed to go to St. Ursula. No wonder it was chock full of scalpels and such. I can only imagine how disconcerting it was when they said they arrived. Don't know the half of it. Luca got so spooked, she was hell-bent on throwing them out with the trash tomorrow. Good thing we made it in time. It's a good thing we made it in time. Yeah, let me give you the package you were supposed to receive. Thank you very much. Now let's have a look-see. Yep, these are the brilliant drinking glasses I ordered a while back. I'm positive this package. That'd be a service. Now then, could we please have the package that was misdelivered to you? Of course. Of course. Just give me a moment. Here you are. I trust you'll get that to the hospital where you should go. Thanks, we will. Alright, let's drop by St. Ursula Hospital next. We should inquire at the reception desk. But first, I can see how we'll be debuting the revival of the performance the day after tomorrow. I'd love to see one of their shows someday, if just once. Maybe I'll sit next to a fine gentleman with an appreciation for theater. Strangle the romantic chick. Can't tell if she's more interested in the show or the imaginary gentleman. Let's go at a cool college. You gotta be cool to go to the singers. Shizuka has positive outlook ever since her last surgery. That girl refuses to give up, so there's no excuse for the rest of us. You have to stay optimistic. That's right. We'll keep our hopes high and do all we can for Shizuka. Shizuku's bravery is always so inspirational to the nurse and staff. We owe to her to keep the faith and give her our full support. We've been taking more follow-up appointments in the Orbital Network lately, thanks to the new legislation that's been enacted. Perhaps if Crossbow became independent, grease the wheel for even more in the future. Makes me wonder how the referendum will turn out in practice if it passes. Welcome to St. Ursula Hospital, Social Special Sports Center. What can we do for you today? About that, sir, there's something we need to ask you. It concerns over our request. Oh, so that's what that is. Our nurse admin, Mark, was racking her brain over it. She thought maybe a nurse made a mistake with the purchase order. Oh, mistake, you say? Yes, it happens one of our clumsier nurses has done something to that effect in the past. Multiple times, in fact. Did she now? Does it mean the package is currently at the nurse's station? Yes, it should be. Feel free to go to the second floor and have a look for yourself. Well, here's hoping. Really makes your heart go out to the poor nurses falsely accused. Just a little. Anyway, let's head upstairs. Heard Dr. Salen's gone back to the drawing board to come up with a procedure to restore Shizuki's eyesight. Thank goodness. She seems so down about what happened that I was starting to avoid her. I'm glad she's already shifting back into focus. Not that I'm surprised. Dr. Salen's got nerves of steel. She can see calm and rational through any crisis. Honestly, Sarone should be old enough to know better than this. Why was it that you can't even place a simple order without making these mistakes? No, there's gotta be some other explanation. Besides Mayfa, she even watched me put the order together. I mean, sure, it took me 20 tries before I got the numbers right, but we did it eventually. The thing that Mayfa has to put up with you. God, she's so fond of you. I did something up. Oh, hello, SSS. Jerome here was tasked with placing an order for medical supplies, but we ran into a powerful resource. Package arrived here didn't have these supplies. Instead, it had some sort of worn-out doll inside. God, it's new. Mind you, this isn't Saron's first offense. Earlier this year, she botched another order of bed sheets too. Oh, come on, why don't you believe me? I'm telling you that I know I got it right. What, are you thinking the same thing, Alan? Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. What are you two referring to? I might know a thing about you about what happened here. A misdelivery, so the package we received was never meant for us to begin with? That's right, we're currently in the middle of sorting it all out. Does this happen to be the package you were expecting? It appears so. They're the medical tools I placed an order for. Thank you for coming all this way to deliver them to us, SSS. I suppose I owe you a apology, Saron. I hope you can forgive me. I shouldn't even jump to conclusions like that. Oh, it's all water under the bridge now. As long as you're not still mad at me. Oh, I almost forgot. I should have put it somewhere here. Ah, here it is, my new Calamaro strap. Since we're already placing her, I figure I might as well add this to the package sheet. Isn't he just adorable? Around. Perhaps we're going to have another talk after all. Sorry to interrupt, but if you wouldn't mind, could we take the package you received by mistake? We'll make sure it gets to the right purpose. Well, of course. Just give me a moment. Here it is. Be careful. Thanks. We'll take care of it from there. See a great shipping deal that Aaron gave us. Package was meant for a private address. It's a residential. I I have to be delivered, and the address will be completed. Residential district must be one of the homes near the speaker McAllis. Do you recognize this address, Silly? Let me take a closer. I think I do. But this address. I'm not mistaken, it's the empty house on the right of Representative Kansas. Wait, isn't that the house people kept saying was haunted the utilities now? Yes, that's right. The hell? What's going on? Is that possible someone moved in recently? I can't really be safe for sure. The only way to find out is head there ourselves. Let's go deliver this package. Oh, one thing I forgot. I almost forgot. Now then, I'll just go ahead and read this to you, Adam. Dear Susan, how have you been? I'm doing well myself. I've been paying to the guys and I'm not my record LPC. Hasn't changed one bit. It's so good to hear from Michael again. Oh, he included a photo too. Show this parents. They seem so happy. I can't wait to see it. It's like Michael's little joke face. Lining a photo of a girl who can't see. The crap is this? Grey's Anatomy? So I get to cross this. We will go to the residential district. I'll go pop in on them. Sophia. Her just contacted me. You told me that it's more of a village has been safe for us. How did I ask that off of that too? Sort of horrible human being even thinks to do something like that. I'm getting tired of playing alone. When's Pop coming? I'm getting tired. What that's winning today. Oh yeah. Just revival debut is set for the day after tomorrow. Suddenly I was able to get my hands on the sections here. I'm very much looking forward to it. Definitely interest. Right. It doesn't mean they feel lived in. You know what I mean? Someone messed up. Maybe this time they're around town tomorrow. It's possible. Even though it did, the delivery slip doesn't actually list it or something. Oh, it doesn't. Either way, we aren't going to find out anything. Sure, who's you? What's wrong with you? Good. Totally. Little John. Thought it might be. Well, we might as well show ourselves in and see if there's anyone really did notice. Yeah, I guess so. Excuse us, is anyone home? Well, I tell you, no one lives here. This is definitely the address listed on the delivery slip. Front entrance wasn't locked either. Who are you? Huh? A girl. Oh, excuse me, little girl. Are you the only one here to deliver a package, eh? Oh, you mean she's finally here? Don't just stand there, come in. Kid was so excited she didn't even let you finish. This is me like we found ours. Recipient. She's clearly expecting you to deliver after all. It's odd though. There really was a little girl. I'm sure I'd prefer. Don't know what to tell you. You met the squirt 10 seconds ago, same as the rest of us did. What the hell's going on here? Wish I had a good answer for that. But for now, let's follow her in and see where that leads. Maybe she can give us a better idea of what the story with this place is. Here's the package you ordered, I think. Yay, she's finally come home. Upsy daisy. So on Raggedy Doll. It's one of those famous antiques, you know, from the Rosenberg store. I don't think so. It doesn't look very expensive to me. Those dolls, it used to be one of yours, maybe? She's not yet. She's my beloved little sister. Isn't she just adorable? Is she though? Well, thank goodness we were able to reunite the two of you then. Uh-huh. Thank you, everyone. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to take her back to our picture. I think I wonder if feels completely lost about this. Doesn't seem like anyone's home either. No parents or anything. What's wrong, dude? Nothing. It's only my imagination. Hey, who's in there? Well, that's the front door now. Well, the guest, perhaps? Parents don't seem to be home, so maybe we should ask. Yeah, good call. Imelda? Well, finishing the SSS, and what are you doing in a place like this? We came to on police business. What brings you all the way out here from your antique shop? Police business? What they done for? This house has been completely abandoned for over a decade. As for what I'm doing here, I've been using this building as a warehouse for my merchandise for some time now. Well, that's the matter. You look like you just saw a ghost. Alright, what's the big idea here? Even if Imelda is telling the truth about using this space for storage space, I can't explain the creepy little girl we saw. We handed that doll to. Good question. You could always ask her yourself. Sure, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Right, there has to be. Pretty sure she went into that back door just past the living room. What? I hear you screwed on, Rex? I just told you no one lives here. What? Where'd that little girl? I think she's hiding somewhere. Lloyd, look at those. Huh? Dolls? I recognize the one we just delivered, but the other one. Looks like the girl we just spoke to. I think a lot of you owe me an explanation here, wouldn't you say? No, so. Or would you rather arrest yourselves for trespassing? I don't think that's how it works, but I'll try to explain. Handle it. Yeah, I see. Turns out what he said had a creative truth in it after all. What are you talking about? I purchased one of those two dolls while traveling abroad many years back. They're said to have been crafted to resemble the daughters of a noble family from long ago. They're said of twins, so two dolls were made. Unfortunately, I was only able to get my hands on one of them. There's nothing wrong with the doll per se, but strangely, I could never convince anyone to even consider buying it. What does that last part have to do with anything? For a detective, you're astonishingly down. The point is, you made me deliver a second doll. You were made to deliver a second doll, whereupon you came across a mysterious little girl who resembles the first. I'm saying is perhaps that doll came to life and summoned Earth's wind to her. No? That's ridiculous. Certain man has always insisted to me that every doll has its own destiny. Yeah. Perhaps the old fogey was onto something this whole time. Every doll has its own destiny. I do remember Meister Jorg saying something along those lines. Are you telling us that the girl we spoke to was the ghost of that doll? I refuse to believe it. Veracity of the claim aside, there is a substantial concentration of spiritual energy in this building. I can sense the presence of the three higher elements here. Back at the moon temple in Stargate just now. In other words, what we witnessed may have just been a spiritual phenomenon of sorts. Spiritual phenomenon? That would explain the hair standing up on the back of my neck. Man, this would be a hell of a lot easier if we just all hallucinate. If Tio Chat says there's something in it, I'm not going to tell her otherwise. You're kidding, right? I don't want to believe any of this. Yeah. My, but it's fun to watch you all shiver and trouble yourselves silly. I ain't the day. Whether or not you put any stock into the law things of that reclusive dolphin acting is up to you. One thing is for certain, and that is, now that these sisters are united, they can finally find a proper home. By which I mean a prospective buyer. And that's good news for my bottom line. Yeah. It's always about the money, huh, old hag? Anyway, max up this request, I think. Go back and report to the Capital Delivery Services later. Right, the sooner we leave this house of horrors, the better. Hey, it looks like you managed to get all the packages where they needed to go. You guys are lifesavers. Thanks. Special sports section. It's no problem. So, not that it ain't my business, but is she okay? Her face is really down. We couldn't have been. Didn't talk to her, did we? I guess she's still a bit haunted by the experience. I don't blame her. Give her some time, she'll be fine. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. If you say so. Anyway, I'll get healed. You need help in crossbow, and I'll let you know. Don't stand a chance. We'll be happy to. There was one thing in the house that I need to get in now. It's a car color. You saw that? Be able to find a new home for these dolls. Now you're reunited them into a marketable set. Has to be a real million, but aren't you a slice for the prison? Let it go across the dogs so some welcoming person. Yeah. How would I ever stay in business if I was afraid of you nasty measles? But my dear girl, are you truly think these are the only potential haunted items? Okay. Perhaps I could introduce you in a ring instead to bring misfortune to its others. One after another. I think the best. Perhaps a bizarre collection of items she sorts. The reason this place was so saturated with spiritual. In other words, it's the old baggy fault. Makes sense to me. Got as much handle on this car as you, Randy. Here's what I will make you. I'll go to the driver from now on. Sound good? You really think I'm tired? Alright then, just leave it to me. And it may not look like I put him behind the wheel and he'll look at everyone in the this. He's not a son of a burn company or one. Fine. Carter's in there for nothing. I bet Van could beat him. He'll beat Van pretty soon. Well, not really soon, but let's put on that. D. Let me see. Mr. Nielsen. Is that you? Yes, hello, yeah, I'm glad you remember. I have thinking of places of those I've had the pleasure of interviewing. Is this man? Yeah, he's a famous journal. They met a little while back. That's right, Marcel. Crazy Jermaine. I've been interviewed with Japanese, as it so happens. I will be asking him for his account of the maiden's origins as a subject of my new British, as well as how it has changed with the topic of independence. Moving over across the world, I thought it was permanent to return on the station. Bad idea. Which is a very insightful perspective to have, or lack of other friends. I will consider it a compliment. Circumstances do give me a penchant for taking things the wrong way around. Enough about me. I heard you're completely the fighting terrorist attack. That's true. That Maya, I'm very ashamed of you about that. See, there's several other Christian that may be difficult to divulge. That's right, information about that case is restricted to members of the state government and police force. If we do take your questions, we'll be pretty limited on what we can disclose. That's just understandable and well within my expectations. Nevertheless, I think there's still merit to be had in discussing the matter. What do you say? I'll ask the review with her. No one was definitely just pay a second. Would be a good idea. Alright, we'll agree to your interview. Splendid. Thank you. Let's be here. Thank you all again for agreeing to this interview. A topic of discussion is the recent terrorist attack. So what's the new? I'd like to confirm the identity of the perpetrators involved. Do that for me, Lord? Both? Two terrorist cells from working in conjunction with the Imperial Liberation Front for America. The other was comprised of members of Calamar's anti-immigration. That's right. Those are indeed the parties are refraining from delving into their backgrounds and founding principles. However, it is worth noting that those two groups have no history of collaboration. Yet they mounted united fronts against each other. We give to understand that they were affected by a true health society and have been operating covertly. Yeah, this is supporting the Society of Ouroboros. Thinking back, the terrorists were making use of organisms for the trade. Do you know of the Society? I've come across the name before, yes. They're a bit of an name. Take your work to let you learn. We have heard a thing or two. And the more we hear, the shadier they seem to be. At any rate, we can say definitively that the Shruins are completely shut into history. These are affected at the stage of the entire. I'm inclined to agree with that. Let's move to the next one. I'd like to review the intentions and perspectives of the two main powers in regards to my systems on education, but outside forces. These forces contributed greatly to the resolution of the What I find peculiar is that although the Empire and Republic foresaw the attack, they elected not to repent. They are both terrorist groups of life. I wonder why that is. I use both they were trying to achieve. Probably trust. Each terrorist group is backed by a political faction. It stands at odds with its respective countries. top priority was to keep those two opposing factions in check. Chancellor Osborne's case was looking with pressure on Arabonian's nobility. As for President Roxfield, he was looking to deter anyone who agrees with Calvert's radical positions. I agree that's the only logical explanation. So why did I agree the terrorists to remain alive? As a result, the public has turned. The tide has strained their feet. Are raising their voices against the aforementioned faction. Let go of that rage, right? Out of the infield. Let us suffer, no lord. Identify them as our top priority, did you not? I'm curious. Do you imply that they had another objective in that? Well, Lord. Yeah, I can imagine one of those. I was thinking it was being a foothold for their advancement in the crossbow. Crossbow is in their crosshairs, so to speak. That much was clear as day when the both leaders had offered to station the troops in crossbow capitals. Yes, a terror attack fueled an area of the crossbow cannot keep its storage safe by itself. The only place was further pressure on the state to accept it. The non-aggression pact that Liberal introduced has essentially lost all powers in Moreover, Crossbow said that his proposal was placed square in the public eye of both the Empire and the Republic. However, redirecting the attention of other countries' citizens away from their domestic conflicts and disputes. So yeah, that was not I've heard of two birds with one stone, but it was more like guy and a fly with a boulder. Well, I see you've all considered this in much detail as I have. If you don't mind, I would like to move on to our final film. It appeared the two countries had a mutual understanding. As far as the attack is concerned, do you believe this to be evidence of greater alliance between them? I think that's out of the question. Ultimately, they both have the same objective: sole possession of this. Yes, that's exactly. At the end of the incident, the conference was no more than a one-time instance of them acting against it. The more crossbow is simply too valuable for either country that will remain as a simple goal. There's no room for allies that aspires to take it for themselves. Their fellow actions tip their hands as for a blind man, your aim is impressive. So this is all just a warm-up before the real thing. Eventually they're going to go to each other's get in this place. Yeah, I imagine war of intelligence. If you really wish to see it. Increasing activity from the Jaegers and criminal sneakers and crossbows might be fortunate as it is, I would not be surprised to see a resurgence of inexplicable incidents, such as those from Crossbow's past. Inexplicable incidents? What do you mean? Oh, never mind. Forgive me for speaking out of shape. As I don't believe we sorted out a number of matters regarding the terror attack. Asking for this interview was a wise decision. Likewise, this was very enlightening. I can understand the current situation more clearly. There's more information. I'm glad to hear you found it beneficial. It would be wonderful if we could chat like this again sometime in the future. Circumstances. Of course, we live in inside poop. Got the brains. the doll studio for the I live here. I do loans that never comes to absorb the shape. Some kind of highball for living by yourself. Yep, he certainly is. Going to the crossroads. Hey, look. Moving truck. Big good headmaster. You've been a great help. The A's will be able to set the debut of our new performance in a couple of days. Hey, you, some Paul. No troop is far too demanding. The host requests each and every one. Tuning the automaton to me would have been work enough, but designing an entirely new stage set on top of that. I'm busy, man, you know. I really do apologize for that. But yeah, the truth is, I have some pretty logic things sometimes. That extra mechanism they asked you to install is something they just couldn't do. Doesn't matter now. I have no issue with letting my studio's expertise flourish. Thank you. I'll come to think of it, Master. Haven't received your response to our invitation. I can see I would be honored to have you attend it. It will be our pleasure after the amazing set. Well, we are as like so. I appreciate the gesture, but as I said, I'm a busy man. I told him. Yeah, I'd love to see him. Somewhere. Please, on station expense. Pardon us? Heinz? RJ, huh? You the SOS? Yeah. Stage technician for Market Seal, correct? Yep, the name's Heinz. I'm in charge of the props and equipment and such. What are y'all doing out here? Or are you doing it? Something like that. We got a little matter we want to just discuss him. You gonna pick up a commission? Yeah, we had to turn on top tune up. Some new set pieces. It's kind of on short notice. And the D bullet of the revival performance coming up. He did us a real solid getting it done so quickly. Oh boy. To tell you the truth, everyone in the troop knows a Meister Torn. You don't say. Speaking of which, isn't the revival performance only a couple days away? That's right. Giddy and the others are kicking it off in high gear right about now. Heck, I've been getting into it myself while the changes were made. Have you? Sounds like you're all primed to put on a real box office hit. That's the idea, but oops, I'm a little behind schedule. Gotta get back there and set all this up. See you guys later. Stop by and say hi to everyone when you get the chance. Shoot it. You're fooling a remake. You already knew the Meister was one behind our concealed theater magic, you know. Man, that makes you forget this place has ties with the society, huh? Yes, that it does. Well, first we know the Meister is in right now. I'm sure everybody willing to tell us anything about the society. We'll never know if you ring the bell, or if you don't ask. Right. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I suppose. Well, like normally, before we go into a large place where we can't go to save over our previous save. Up there. And then we'll use the iron knocker attached to the gate. Excuse us. It's Crossbow Police, Special Sports Section. Master Rosenberg, I'd like to have a word with you. There's no need to shout at my hearing is perfectly fine. Whatever business you have must be important if you come all this way. I don't have much time to spare, but I will take any exception this once, so long as you keep sitting. Huh? She's so cute. Rosenberg. No, I made it one by the look of it. Enter the little woman of Azure. See to it that you don't wander anywhere you aren't supposed to. Here's a game tap. I thought I was experienced too. A little days ago. Looked like any machine I've ever seen. Want to take me a spot at Gregor Masters? I think we're supposed to follow. Right. We probably shouldn't use this. So what sort of enemy are we dealing with? Lord and the rest of the SSS then followed the automating. After going through what felt like a maze, they emerged in the underground section of the studio. Automators. What is this place? It's incredible. Wow. Is that the giant arcade you mentioned before? Yeah, Rainey used to back in the 7-4. I believe she referred to it as Potter Mater. That's where it's been. That's all this mechanical crap doing that. But there's supposed to be a doll studio. Look at those terminals that connect to the orbital network. Must have been where Kitty was remotely hacking the network. Well, what are you doing? Master York, thank you for allowing us to come in and speak. There are a few questions we were hoping to ask. Would there be any chance having to bow what Campanella has been up to? Do not misunderstand. You are correct that I have ties to society, but yet, however, I am nothing more than a humble blog. I'm not directly involved with whatever our friends do. In other words, you can't tell us exactly what Campanella is planning to do. I do not know, nor am I in any position. You should understand that he is an enforcer, not an English. He's not authorized to propose plans for the society efforts. The English, rather, are the ones who didn't search to draft such arrangements. Now, hold on just a minute. This is a little bit too much for me, or to take it. Is this insider information? Should you be really being honest to us, Azure? Ha, who's hardly know. There are many other countries who know this already. Church is guilty. Society is so widely known, but still, are able to freely continue making laws. As I said, I'm not in a position to go all the societies in the world. Take the Arcades insurance. Their construction relies on technology and many other workshop facilities. Nice to use one scale on the ever toilets. This is why the church and guild would never say foot in I suppose that makes sense. Someone like you are no more valuable. While you're still attached to the snake. Makes you a handy source of info. Correct. That being said, the studio has already been preemptively authorized, outfitted for any contingencies. And should you break the front door down with an arrest warrant, all you here is seeing and me, your doll studio. Nothing more. Not even Patrick Meyer. Well, would you like to try your hand at taking it into custody? Have you heard all that? You may not have another chance. No, that's not why we're here. You made your point. I'd like to inquire further, if you're willing to answer. Why? A wise decision. I tell you, you'd like to know something more concrete than veiled statements and morality. Your question's down to 3. I'll answer them if I can. Fair enough. 3 things you answer. The Anguist. A sudden snake crosses the viv and so to realize your brain is just. And I do not know all their identities. However, I'm aware that the Anguist will be arriving at Crossbow. You can tell us more about it? What is the matter? 6 hours to be your size. He leads the 13 factories that comprise the oral system. He's the society's greatest theoretician, engineer with the insatiable. He is to say he's a contemptible. Clearly have a high opinion. Who cares for nothing but satisfying his own intellectual views. Not sure what he hopes to achieve by coming to this land in person. I can say this for certain. His arrival is anything but beautiful to the worst. We'll take it. I'll be loved. The seventh language, the Steel Maiden, will also become impossible. Steel Maiden. Got an ominous ring if I ever heard it. So, as an enigma, to say the least, briefly put, she is a masterful where we have no hope of defeating you if you were to push her. She's that strong? And trying to wingman your fellow conspirators, I see. There's really a word of warning. Unlike the 6 Angus, for the 7th Angus is a virtuous individual. However, were you to face her unprepared, it would surely cost you your lives. As I already told you, even when I'm not familiar with the details, not a little unfurnished, I do what it's called. Phantasmal Blades. That is an angle right for symbolism. This is that. Does it entail causing some form of widespread incident crossbow like the one in the world? It can't be. No way would just let that happen. Stop making me repeat myself. I do not know the details. But I can tell you is that the Society's intervention here pales in comparison to what happened in the world. Society plans to operate from the shadows of the walls. They aren't the type to make a move on the surface. On the surface. Is that supposed to make us feel better? I'm sure it's all ain't working. Second, the fact that you can give us nothing but a name. So they're doing all the wars and stuff. DG Cole, you say? As far as I know, the two sides never had any direct ties. Right, so that is the fact that the Society was the one who destroyed the lodge where Ray was being held. What? You're afraid of paradise, right? Yes, my understanding is that the cult used it to lure in and exploit influential individuals from around the country. All likelihood it was brought down because it began to target financial individuals. The Society was making. So they tried a miracle that ran throughout the place. Hey, I'll roll the dirt to be my temperature. But it's not like having some heroic videos. We don't expect that explanation to be so. As I said, I'm only telling you what you know you. That makes 3 questions I've answered. Taking up enough time. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. But fine. That's what we agreed to. So we'll just be on. Do you mind if we return for another one of these talks? Here, I finished the plot. We will follow you in mind. Not only a world war solution. Our other fascists to reconstruct themselves in the wake of Crossbow's bid for independence were interesting. I guess so. Man's got a point. Sounds like you probably know a thing or three about that, too. Let's give him a thing of 3. Maybe so, maybe not. Off you go. Follow the little one like you did on our way. If you wander up, I can't guarantee your safety. I feel like I just came out of a bad dream. Phantasmal blade fight, and the 2 anglers making their way to the crossbow connected. So fantastical, I can hardly bring myself to read. It's how dangerous are they? But I've heard about the liberal incident. Vert, you can't keep the thought they pose lightly. Still, if what the Vice told us is true, whatever they're planning in crossbow isn't even as extensive as it was. That'll be a relief. Here I didn't know, especially just too little. Not imagine you try ideas and part of not. We should get all that info. Which the vision has it all little satisfied. I'm telling you hear about these kind of things while working as a host, too. Not an associate. Something wrong with you? Well, that is well. You thought I might be able to explain it better than I could. I'll make it change. I would think that I shall look at it as the castle. It's become clear that society is far more mischievous than they are malevolent. Mischievous? Mischievous! Yes, they have more. Yes, they have more technical prowess than both the Inside Foundation and Zeiss. Factory, it's whatever by choice. Considering the research needed to develop powder matter, it would have been impractical to use those human resources to build 50 airships. You think so? Perhaps they have a source of funding, not deeper than we realize. Hey, what Recreation typically doesn't have much of a place. I think their motives rational all the more baffling. Words right out of my mouth. The thing about this is, no matter how many angles and archaisms they got hiding up their sleeves, the Red Cancellation and Hayway are probably more of an actual threat, realistically speaking. Even taking into account whatever the Empire and the Republic are up to. That's true. Put all four of them into one autonomous state together, and you've got a disaster waiting to happen. This kitchen already has too many creatures within society. The big question is, what they plan to bring to the table. Who's to say, even hacking the terrorists at a trade conference was alleged. A complete whim on that force. No one seemed to have any interest in involving them in conventional power struggles. In that case, would that make what they are working towards as unconventional as everything else? I mean, we're completely in over our heads trying to do anything about it. All we can know, all we can say for sure, is that whatever it is, it can't be good for craftsmen. Alright, we should return home for now. And relay all this to the chief. After that, we should do the same for the CG. Regardless of what the society is after, the best we can do is make sure we're alright. I agree. Good call. Back to the city we go. Cabbage go! Oh my, you get the feeling someone's in need of our services. They're supposed to get a little advancing. Hi. Thank goodness I finally got a hold of you. Oh, hi, friend. You've been trying to contact us for a while? I have, but for some reason, none of my calls were able to get through. I tried everyone else's enigmas, but they were in total goes. It must have been a normal paper jammer that hit you. Sorry about that. We ended up wandering out of signal range. What's going on? Do you have a urgent support request for me? Not quite now. An hour ago, there was a train jam on West Crossville Highway. A what? A what? Are you serious? Are you serious? Mr. Wilson, the 2nd Division is en route to investigate the scene. CGF's on its way too. There's probably no need for you to go. But I figured I should keep you guys in the loop just to be safe. Got it. Thanks for telling us, friend. Find out more, let us know as soon as you can. Roger that. Something the matter? I have something important to tell us? Well. The hell? What the chili nugget? But really, it just went off the tracks. Yeah, from the special support section at CGF are on the way there. So we can probably leave it to them then again. It'd be hard to turn away from something so concerning. I'll say the timing is a little too suspicious for my taste. I have my doubts this was just an accident. What should we do now? Up until the end of the day to report on what we learned about society. Now let's head to the scene of the crime. And overlook the possibility that some kind of foul play was involved, whether from a cryptid or otherwise. At the very least, we can lend a hand in investigating the crash. Agreed. We should hurry. Try best to take our new ride if we're looking to get there ASAP. Go to the scene of the crime. ambulances just now? Right. All of them are registered as air slots. There are 3 of them too. Dang. So if they were transporting those who were injured from the surroundings? John? Yep, Johnny, I would be damaged. See, all the rest of the hospital are going to have a long day. I have to get to the scene of the accident. Roger that. Those are just like they were the ones used to carry traveling to and from as we transporting the rest of the passengers around the trip. Damn, what a shit show. Makes me wonder how extensive the scale of the accident is. Yo, Lord, you guys made it. Yeah, Franz. Hello there, Noel and Randy. Thank you both for coming this way. Sure, it's glad to see you, Dahlia. What do you mean, dialing it up? Looks like we're in the right place. What's the situation? Commander Biles and the police are currently investigating the scene of the accident. Looks like you're down at the detective right now for the second mission. I can tell it looked like a mess. They went thing off the drugs. It's going to take a long time to get things cleared and repaired. One of the passengers. I'll fatality secretary if you were in critical condition. Those most needed medical attention were carried down by ambulance a little while ago. Yeah, we saw them on our way here. And our passengers, they were transferred to buses for the remainder of their trip. Yeah. One round of them arranged for passengers headed for Crosville City, another going to Altair. I can imagine. Not every day you have to do damage control. Accident this severe. Speaking of which, we should make our way to the scene ourselves. Are we cleared plaster? Yeah, you should be good to go. Now you always get complaint. Feel free to hit in whenever you're ready. I'm not ready. There's something to pick up. Downtown. Man, oh, it sucks at sea. Yawn, I'm getting sick. I'm trying to find anything. I need to hurry up and find us so they can play a different game. Going downtown. Downtown. Cape Cocktail needs to explode with favorite second. I wish both ideas are what make it's an innovation. Instead of exploding inside you, my drinks make your insides explode. And I want cut out to be a mixologist after all. I think I just leave the cocktails to the others from now on. It's my final creation. Mind dumping it on the go. Yeah, it's already tested. Alright, Serena said she was working. Yeah, better not be overdue again. So it'll take it easy now that I have a job. No telling her she'll listen to me. I could have been a basketball offense. I doubt it was, but... Train. Why are you? Instead, the train calls to go clean off the tracks. Should be thankful there were no fatalities, but it's still going to take times for repair. If you're done with the investigation right now, you'll catch something else. Other files. Yeah, from the police department. We got that investigation. Or from the detective. Above his temperature ease is graphic. It did so at ease down the old habits were dominant to the floor. As they would have kind of grumbled to themselves. What should I? What do I do? Just fine and doesn't interfere with the repair. That'll probably be alright. She seemed like she had not much common sense at least. Commander Biles is overseeing the repair. Should I report it or if you plan to do an investigation? Oh no. Cause of journal. No, as you can see, the investigation is still ongoing. Current working theory is that the first arm was using falling software. That's all we should know. Other choice, and if you use numbers of video, we need to focus on the gamble. Yeah, that thing up in there. Seriously? Commander Bales. This sounds like the police would like to prioritize things. This is transparent morale. Most important. Things around the house and the version of their crime and imperial and Republican governments on the railroad. Officers. Railroad conversation. Corporation. Fix this easy. The other has no truth. Like, really good. We don't go to the bottom. Yeah, but yeah, right? Anyway, I can only permit that the investigation be carried about and cranky, long time. Truly until the end of the season, today. That's how long we've been having machinery requisition. Success. Oh, it's lunch again. There you guys go about the same thing. Easy season. You hear your traffic, you're going to start cleaning up the accident before proper investigation. So remember this season of scene. I forgot how high does this railway is. I wanted to put this over there. But immediately repairing the railroad, give the Empire and Republic all they can do. That person. Like these societies. Just a name. Not much really done with purpose. You're right. It's an opportunity to get to the bottom of this. Not abuse. Yeah, it's just 30 minutes. Not until that equipment works. Goodness, I'll say that. Did we cross those currents today? Alright, let's try to get citizen out to this unfortunate coincidence. Also possible that the second is related to our Christian. But I get it this way. Never thought I'd see the day that I would be impatient. Wanting between the two of them for random. Very well inspected out of it. Start by prioritizing the investigation of it. Let's see. Equipment arrives, however. According to the ships if you've seen them. I ain't complaining for that. Let's do this. And what they say out of your way. You can back there. I've never heard of this. I'm free to look around and all over the place. On condition that you know where to do investigations. Here? Chris? Do you mind if we have a first-hand look at the scene as well as yeah, that's it. Good tackle. Please listen to the command. Please listen. I'll be your best friend. Go like it is now. Unfortunately, we're here now. Make up for the crash and save you. Understood. Alright, let's get investigated. This would be looking most essential car of the train. Got it. Well, most essential car on the train. Well, one would probably be a little bit. So is the engineer's cabin the orbital engine, used by the range. Sounds very engaging. Getting something about this off the end. Just thinking the same thing. Not nearly as much damage as that. You're right, it is a little unnatural, considering it's a French train. Think about it, had it collide with something head on, it'd still be in its position. Never caused it to realize. It's a bit. It's alright. Here we go. The marshal is third north. It's like all surfaces been done. The ground up and back down too. And this is real towards the left. Friction. Exploding the street. That's gotta be it. You can tell it's the same color between cars. Out of the train derailed. Bus was critical on the road. 4 wings. Needing us to lose to. Better than Brown's keeping ours. No doubt, but look how far along they run. How did a train stay against the wall for that long? Looks like we might need to rethink the actual circumstances of that release. What is about what would still drop? Seconds, okay, at least compared to the poor people who got carried away. You'll see the train fly off the tracks. Really conducted, yes. You wouldn't mind from the U.S. Zero account what happened in the Zero? Sure, if that's what you want, I'll do my best to tell you. I think over there asked me earlier, but I think I was still too shaky to give them a couple decent. I'll have it so something now. Yeah, what to do. Perfectly understandable. How's it really like that? I expect you to call it. And no person to be shocked after going too far. place and standing in the tightest detail. You never seen or hearing anything suspicious? Never what? Suspicious? Oh, that should be happening. Only seen what? Yeah, before they realized I was on the couch of the I started yelling out of nowhere. Or I'm shouting, what is that? Or something along those lines. Things that happened to us like front car derailed and just would follow. One after the other. Eventually, the engineers caught my stress. Oh, then he must have seen something he could believe. There was one question. What is it that he's done? What's happening here? Looking at a rock mound rolled down on a nearby hill. This was where I made it. I was really exaggerating this was a calculation. What do you think about it? Was it a lot further up than you expected? Like something falling off the hill. That's the case, is what did you do out of it? Yeah, I think you got as much intel here as me. Yeah, right? Not for what, anyway. Better be enough for him, because it's sure that everything else. I may add other things to the next step. You review the information we have thus far? Yes, let's do that. Go over the commander and inspect your data. So, has your investigation yielded anything insight? As I hope, first I want to address the possibility of the ruin being caused by a fallen rock. Our investigation is believe it's safe to rule out that possibility. Tell you why. Figuring out some lies and reasoning back there, that all. Naturally, see. More than a few areas of suspicion during the decisive factor was how pristine and firmly it was. You excited for that? Is it true that there is less damage in front of what's happening? Logically, the derailment was caused by falling rocks lying on the tracks of the train would collide with the So, the high-speed train to lose balance and drift, the impact would have had to be substantial. That had really happened, and the evidence that it would be more apparent. Oh, I think I get it. All said and done, the front of the first cars hardly did good at all. I wrote the initial and most obvious explanation. Indeed, that's the fact we can't afford it. In that case, what do you see? The true cause of the jury. First, I had to discover whether it was possible to work with a kind of explosion. Explosive? You know, saying this could have been a jaggering operation? Or worse, a terrorist shoot? If I keep my heels as far as I can. I would hope not. We've already accounted for that. We didn't find anything in the soldier. After ruling that out, there's only one possibility. It needed an explosion, but not from the front. Whatever it was, rammed itself into the train for seconds. It's starting to sound less more like a treasure island, more like a car chase. I understand. I explained the dent on the outside of the locomotive. Here's the way I think about it. First, our unknown cover made it right next to the train as it battled down the track. As Most likely the movement the conductor heard the engineer and about her comments. After that, the assailant began to run alongside the road. Horse laid by the Dave locomotive derailed to the left-hand side. Our assailant didn't stop at that. Continued to push the locomotive into the cliff on the far end. From there, the train eventually escaped to a scout. As for the cars following behind, they ended up scattering out the rails in every direction. That's my working hypothesis. You know what we know right now? Huh? How's that? Alright guys, really, well probably now. Hell, I can split this is maybe even better than his. No kidding. Guy's style of investigating is less thorough and more instinctive. Hey, watch it, he's ours. And we're proud to have him. Kudos to was even I could have taken that far. Very impressive. It goes does leave one question, Detective Banks. The identity of the enemy. You suspect this to be the work of some sort of monster. This is perhaps caused by another of those recently spotted creatures. Oh, when you look at the facts. There's no question that cryptid would have had the strength to derail a running train based on the history. Well, I understand why that would be the most likely explanation. Can't say it for certain just yet. I agree. Cryptids have only spawned in the presence of higher elements thus far, and I sense no sign of that. Not to mention we didn't see those blue plants anywhere nearby. Yes, I would find them. However, this only further raises the question of just what it is would you do? Some of these organisms are possible candidates. I'm not sure how likely that is. I really have time to resort to such a drastic. What was that? Sounds like a monster. And it's no ordinary one, judging by a blood-curdling fire. Let me scan the area. Activate. Where is it? Where? Right, to get the photo core quick. Getting a shot one way or the other. Distant, thin cells are moving. It's escaping to the west. Let's chase after it. Roger will kill. Affirm. Are you out of your minds? CDF will back you up. Now you should keep working on the cleanup efforts. You have a schedule. We'll go and give chase. I'm entirely comfortable with it. We have no other choice. Someone has to be here when the enemy shoot. Same time. Anything happens, we'll come to your end. Understood, man. Grace. Happen to be planning to become one of those, would you? Well, I can't deny that. I get this situation seems stickier than usual, so I'll have things. But now, we'll head to Crossbow City. Dropped up for a breaking report. As soon as we get the rest of you people together, we return to gathering some more food. Be safe enough. You guys followed us and got attacked. I never get a chance to make that report. Stay there. I know what this thing is chasing us. Oh, sure, but it's gotta be massive. There goes the whole derail. Better be careful and come back in one piece. I won't be able to get any of you out of you otherwise. Do it. Thanks, Grace. Alright, let's start our pursuit. First we'll need to head west on the highway. Fly road. Let's go bag some monsters. Florida. gotta have tier titles and perception still ambush. This feels a little reading. Like another person I'd say. I get here. I run like that and I'm slightly sensitive hostile. You did either dealing with a monster of incredible, considerable intelligence, or something else entirely. Regardless, we need to be careful. Like something shatter. There's an explosion. Came from the south, hurry. Okay. So we got that one. Moody. It's supposed to be made of sort of kind of reinforced sound, too. Believable, there's no way this is done by someone else. Derailing a moving train? Not enough? No, are we going up against here? Man, no time to see much. Better continue the pursuit before it gets away. It makes it to the deepest part of the forest. You're going to have trouble with you. In shambles. Those barks are fresh too. One thing that can be responsible is not going to just be I can confirm that. Like I said, there's no taking up movement leaving us. As well, there's another strange presence from that I can't quite put my finger. Really? Not even you? Now this rope, here's a survivor training. Part of Nox Force. Scrolls bins woodland, almost completely untouched by me. Went down there to check his higher health. Right. I've been here once for training at the police academy. Visibility is so bad, I can barely see 5 hours between. Had to be one of our most dangerous missions yet. Like Geo was. You better stay. Honestly, Lord, I'd consider you to be a bigger liability than that stuff. But if you think otherwise, we'd be happy to compare sympathize. Sweetheart. Alright. You know where you're coming from, Lloyd. Bringing down here is no joke. Still, I think we'd be fine if we were together. Yeah, we're a team. If anyone can pull through us, it's us. Okay, you made it. Keep in mind that we have no idea what's waiting for us out there. Let's descend only once we're ready. Of course. Roger. Must descend into the forest. Okay, we're all set. Me and Randy will start coming down first. LAT and Ozzy will come down at 1 at a time. Well, I want you to bring up the beer and watch us 6. Card. Count on me. Alright, will I contact the commander before I head down? Yeah, good call. Did you have isn't too busy with their pets? I don't know. Back up with the some treasure. There's much treasure. Look, chromographs. Well, no, this was here 2 months ago. Those began really great. So the case inside yes, time spacing, time alive. I explained this strange presence I felt in the sense. Anxiety, yeah? Engineer says these stream grants are even more brilliant than what you're used to. Sure, I sure would take that much. Your way around this place is tricky enough already. I had one of the best game lost away about they look for 8 months since yeah. Well, I think it's time for me to read Chapter 8. Agnes was still shaken up by Edwin's behavior, even after she returned from Eton News. Normally it was so straightforward and easy to read, but now, when I found the countertop and rearranged the glasses in silverware in an attempt to calm herself, her anxiety remained. The only customer, old man Purdue, sat at a nearby table, chatting leisurely with Agnes in the corner. He waved at Agnes and she responded in kind. You have any ideas, Kagamara? Kagamara was good up at his favorite spot. Just left by Edwin's interest. Dad stared at her with his usual. Yeah, I figured as much. Agnes reached for her mid-cap, but stopped herself. As she ran out searching for it now, she knew she wouldn't be able to find him. He had his bike and was bound to be on the move at all times. Now, how worked it? How worked it down for you? Agnes opened a drawer behind the bar and removed an old-looking deck of tarot cards. Yeah, these are too sure. Pinpointing lost items through tarot card readings was well within his client's rules. Every now and then, Agnes would even do some fortune telling for their regular customers. Nice to hear them tell her that she'd been right. It really made her happy with the game. Use her powers freely. Your fortune for one's own, but however, fully forbidden. After all, too much knowledge can be a danger in and of itself. Agnes hesitated briefly before undoing the string. Something off now. I'm sure. He exhaled deeply before placing her fingers on the stack of cards, imagining the possible assets to take well. Excuse me, miss. Said like a cute little girl about 2 years. Can I help you? Can I help you? Anya said as if she took her hands off the cards from very little girl. Can you tell me fortunes? Can you do mine too? The girl introduced herself as Tuesday and said that she was looking for hours. She visited with the ribbon she wore. Apparently her father was in the middle of a difficult job and she wanted to know how it would turn out. Well, I just wondered if the little girl was familiar. She'd never seen her before. Impressed someone came at a fortuitous moment though. Agnes was really reluctant to use her powers for herself. By far fewer qualities than I've seen. I'll make an exception just for tonight. Will it be Tuesday? I'll take one sake. Not really. I never lied. They would do my tarot reports. What to say it. We are going to say it over this one. Well, and with that, I will be back with you. Thanks for watching.